Okay, let's get started. The first thing I, I usually do is to create the object we'll be using it for the topology. We can start with a very simple um, a plane. So let's add the plane. Uh, because I want to add the plane in the very center, I will press Shift C to bring the 3D cursor to the center. Let's zoom in and okay, let's stop fighting. There you go. Okay, press 1 to go to the front view. So the 3D cursor is in the very center. If it's not, Shift C. Um, well, gosh, let me zoom in again. Alright, so the shape changed a little bit because now we are in the orthogonal view. And so let's add our press Shift A and bring the plane. It's not visible because it's probably inside the head. I will press slash in my numeric keyboard to just see the object that is selected, and we just see a line because it's we if you want to see, we can rotate in x 90 degrees, and then we see, but you don't actually need because we'll be deleting all vertices. So I go to edit mode, tab, and now I press X and delete all vertices. So we have an object, but this object, there is nothing inside this object, but we still have the object select, and we can even okay, for a while let's leave this name. Okay, so I press slash again to switch to see all objects, and I will press okay. Before I create a vertex, I will go and enable a snap, and I will select face. And now I will be creating I will bring the cursor, actually not the cursor, but yeah, the dynamic cursor, I mean, close to the center, and maybe here, and I will press Ctrl left click, and then I just created a vertex. Okay, it's hard to see, but here you go. I will go to we are in object mode, actually edit mode. I will select this vertex, and it's hard for me, vertex and vertices. Anyways, I have this vert vertex selected, and we can start our modeling by adding more vertices and following pretty much the shapes. However, I will enable I will add the mirror modifier, and I will enable clipping. When you enable clipping, on the very center of the object, the vertices will stick to the center. So if I press G, you can see that I can bring to the right, but once I start going left, it will stick in the center. So I cannot bring, not sure if it's visible, but let me zoom in. Let me get off this thing here. It's just bug us. Okay, and 3D cursor away. And here is the vertex. Let me zoom in. Okay, Probably it's hard to see, but it's here. So if I press G, grab, I can, now it's completely stick to the center. Okay, the only way to move this vertex now is if I disable clipping. If I disable clipping, G, now I'm free to go anywhere. But again, if I enable clipping, it's not in the center, so I can start moving it, grab. But once I cross the center line, we stick in the center line. Now we stay in the center line. Okay, let me grab it, bring right here. And now let's start creating more geometry. So I want to have a line in the very center of this shape here. So let me press E and about here. Let's switch to edge mode. Let's select this edge, and now we can either extrude like this. Oops. Okay. Extrude. Okay, extrude is not working because the clipping is enabled. And now I have created 3 edges, one of the other. And it's hard to see. Okay, so let's get rid of all these edges. So I press X, edge, select again, select the edge again, X, edge, select again, X, edge. Okay, Control Z, Control Z, because I deleted the very one. That's important to keep always your mesh clean, because it's very bad when you have overlapping and garbage geometry that you don't need. Okay, I will disable clipping because looks like it's holding the extrude. I will select the edge. Okay, looks like it didn't select. And extrude. Now it's working. I can turn on clip once again, and let's follow this geometry here. Okay, extrude, extrude. We can also press Ctrl left click, and then we have this nice extruding automatic, and are kind of following the curvature we apply. That's so nice. Okay. And sometimes the vertices may not be properly, at least in the older versions. When we extrude, we don't have the edges, the vertices being really snapped to the 3D object, to the faces of the closest 3D object. And I'm not sure for this version. Let's check if they fix this problem. Okay, looks like it's much better now, because before we had to go and grab one by one. Just by grabbing would be snapping. You know what, let me extrude just a single vertex to do this test. Okay, so let's click in this vertex, extrude, and leave here and see. Let's see if it snaps. Wow, it's pretty good. They fixed this bug or problem or whatever. Okay, Shift B. I wanted to zoom in here. Yeah, looks like the snapping is much better now. Okay, we can delete this vertex. X. Alright, so let's extrude this out, right click to select, and let's extrude this E. Here, let's size. And now we can start. You know what? I accelerated this video because it doesn't make sense. It's very tedious, and I think if you accelerate it 2 or 3 times, or even 5 times, uh, you make, better and less tedious for whoever is watching. All right.